Right, welcome back everybody. Let's get into the front pages of our daily newspapers. And the first one we've got is, of course, the business day. And leading the business day, Metro's a drag on growth. That's what studies are saying. A deteriorating governance of major cities deserves special attention. So it's a new study that makes a strong case for urgent local government reform. One of the world's top academic publishers has put the spotlight on the chokehold that poor governance, financial mismanagement, and infrastructure decay in South Africa's metros have on economic growth. The next one is cut through the red tape. That's according to the IMF urging. South Africa stands out as one of the world's most restrictive business environments, the IMF says, citing burdensome and costly government regulations and high regulatory obstacles, urging for a package of reforms to cut through the red tape to boost growth and employment. There's one for, I'm sure, a lot of people who can agree on that one. Tshwane axes dozens in a cleanup drive. The Tshwane Metro has fired 67 officials in a sweeping crackdown on disastrous governance, reflecting the broader decay plaguing local government across the country. Then the picture there, interesting one, unfertile grounds. This is Scottish farmers actually staging a tractor protest in Edinburgh City. It's a bypass. This happened yesterday over planned changes to inheritance tax. So they say it'll devastate family farms and can drive up the cost of food across the UK. So that's the picture they've chosen to lead with. Finally, inability to halt Eskom losses treasonous. SIU unleashed on struggling Itala, and Nabi started unfit Shabalala in Derby, and that's of course sports news.
Moving on to the Star. Check this out for the headline this morning. Valentine's Day catfishing warning.
Oh man,
it's rough out in these dating streets. Now, with nearly 5 billion social media users globally, the web has become a hunting ground for these catfishers or individuals seeking to create false identities. And as Valentine's Day approaches, the digital landscape reveals a more sinister side of online connections. And they go on to give some key warning signs of potential catfishing, which include profiles with limited friends or followers, persistent excuses for avoiding video or voice calls, static or outdated profile pictures, a reluctance to meet in person, inconsistent personal narratives, and so on.
Sure.
So I didn't think we needed to do that, but evidently we do.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Cape Town International Jazz Festival 2025 bridges generations. Now join the rhythm of history and the pulse of future sounds at the Cape Town International Jazz Festival, where legends and rising stars unite in a celebration of music, culture and connection. This year's festival, set for April 25 and 26 at the Cape Town International Convention Centre, embraces the theme Legacy Meets Tomorrow, a tribute to the festival's rich heritage and evolving future. Then Santon Drive renaming to Leila Khaled halted, and 60 billion rand class action case in court soon. And this for hundreds of people who had their homes repossessed, primarily due to missed bond payments and then sold for a fraction of the true value, may be a step closer to justice, as the long-awaited 60 billion rand class action suit against the banks is expected to get off the ground soon.
Okay, all right, so let's get on to the Citizen now. This is their front page. Trapped troops, not hostages. It's basically saying here, as yet another SA soldier dies in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the DA claims rebels are controlling the access points around the troops base, but the army denies they are hostages and says they are neither hungry nor unarmed. Analysts and parties again call for a pull-out, warning it will take time. The business, they're also focusing in on those troops in the DRC as well, the South African troops. So that was also on their paper. China, joy the African way. So I saw a lot of people celebrating this one over the weekend. Drummers perform a traditional Chinese act during the Chinese New Year celebrations at the Nanhua Buddhist temple in Bronkhorstspruit yesterday. This, of course, is the year of the snake. You know me and snakes, but nonetheless, hopefully it's a good year. The little headline here, I imagine would have been a much bigger headline had this gone to print when President Trump made the utterances about South Africa, because the little corner there saying how Donald Trump is failing Africa. From Uganda to South Sudan, his pen nullified vital aid, doing great damage to the most vulnerable. So yeah, big developments overnight on that story pertaining to South Africa. Power, expect the worst, is what they're leading with here on page 2. And I won't be silent, says Dudu Zuma. All right,
okay.
And those are the big ones. And then, of course, I know I have to just rub it in. High praise for Maswangani.
Are you okay now?
I'm great. I don't know how you are. But anyway, carry on.
I'm just checking that you've had your fill of the celebration.
Is there a picture of pirates on the front page of the Sowetan?
No. So Sowetan is very somber this morning. So that is the front page of the Sowetan. When are they coming home? And it names all of the fallen soldiers in that conflict in the DRC. And the Speaker of the National Assembly has agreed to February 10th for a snap debate on the deaths of South African soldiers in the DRC. Also, SANDF says fighting between Congo military and M23 group in Goma in the DRC is causing delays with repatriations. And then Tshwane fires 67 officials in cleanup, and Amapiano singer Eyes Metro FM Awards nod, and Rivero targets a 70-point mark for league. That's the Orlando Pirates coach. So those are some of the stories on the front page of the Sowetan.
Yeah, beautiful front page again, Sowetan, always. Yeah. As you say, a very somber but moving one, and the reality of the deaths that have been, or the lives that have been lost, unfortunately. All right, remember our website as well. You can catch up on all the latest news and, of course, those breaking news stories from the utterances of President Trump on confiscating land, etc., and wanting to stop funding to South Africa until further notice. So that's pretty much so the big one on there, but as well as all the other stories that are dominating, you'll find them on the SABC News website.
And don't forget our SABC Plus app. All you need to do is register, and there you go. All of this will be right at your fingertips as you go. And of course, SABC News, all the TV and radio properties as well on the SABC Plus app.